Hey guys, so today we're going to be trying out the holiday products from Pixi Cosmetics. They look like this. So we have the Ultimate Beauty Kit 5th edition. I did try this last year. And we have the Lid Lovelies 18 Eye Shade Palette. So if you guys are curious to hear my thoughts and see how these work, then just keep watching. Okay, so let's start off with the Big Beauty Kit. This one is the face kit. Let me tell you about it. It comes with 20 matte eye shades, 20 shimmer eye shades, and 9 multi-use shades for cheek blush and highlight. They want you to use the hashtag #PixiPretty. So last year I reviewed this product and it was all right, but it was just kind of a bit big and a bit bulky, so I don't think I kept it in my collection. But I feel like it's a little bit smaller, a little bit sleeker this year. I don't know, maybe that's just my imagination. This is what it looks like outside of the box. It has a beautiful like rose gold and silver detail on the front half with the floral print. Same thing on the back. It folds out like a book. So over here are all of your matte eye shades with a protective sleeve. In the center, you have all of your cheek and highlight shades, and then on this side, under this plastic sleeve, which is a bit thicker, are your metallics. Now that you've seen it, I feel like all shadow palettes from Pixi seem to be the same thing. The last Pixi collaboration that they did had like burgundies, coppers, browns, and whites. And again, we're seeing burgundies, coppers, pinks, whites, creams. The holiday palette for this year, the Lid Lovelies, again, are like your coppers, your browns, a couple pinks thrown in, maybe a black. I feel like it's very similar to a lot of the palettes they have all out already. And the other Pixi palette that I have in my collection are oranges, pinks, cranberries, and browns. So I feel like there's not a whole lot of color variety in Pixi palettes, just as an overall statement, just as like a generalization. So I would love to see a bit more color variety in their palettes moving forward than pretty much what they've been showing us. With that being said, I'm going to hold on to this one for a future giveaway or donation. I have found several shelters in my area that take unused makeup, so I'm going to start keeping things that I don't think that I need to show you guys, but this is what it looks like. I will explain the formula of the shadows with this Big Beauty Kit, but I didn't think I needed to dive into this one. Okay. So let's start off with swatching a few of these. I'll swatch a few mattes. I'll swatch some of these blush and highlights, and then some of the metallics. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the mattes because that's what I'm the most curious about. I'm gonna swatch the black, maybe a red, a tan, and an orange. So this is what the mattes look like. They look promising so far. So we've got the matte black, which looks more like a gray right here. That's pretty. Tan, and an orange. So they're swatching okay. The black swatch is a bit more like a charcoal than like an inky black. Yeah, it's not like it's not the richest black I've ever seen, but it's fine. And the mattes seem to be nice. They're pigmented. They're gliding on easily, so no complaints there. And if you guys want to know what I have on my face today, I have these two as my prep. This is the Physicians Formula Skin Boost Vitamin Shot, the Rapid Wrinkle Repair Moisturizer from Neutrogena. I just dusted on a bunch of the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination in the shades medium and fair, medium on the perimeter and fair under the eyes, with a big IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Jumbo Powder Blush. I love doing this for a quick makeup day. And on the cheeks, or in the eyes, I have the Lash Boss from Laura Geller, and on the cheeks I have the Wet n Wild Contour Palette. That's pretty much it. Oh, and a little bit of MAC Gingerly blush. Okay, next we'll move on to the highlights and the blushes. There's a couple that look like they might be blushes, so I'm going to swatch this one, and this one, which look like they could be blushes, and then I'll swatch a couple highlights. Only have 5 fingers though, so. Okay, so here are the highlight blushy shades. So here's blush number 1, that's pretty. Blush number 2, which is more of like a pinky gold, could be a highlight. The brownish matte blush, which could be a bronzer. The top highlight. And the second highlight down. So here are kind of some of the face products. They're very crumbly, but they look pretty and they look promising, so we'll try those today. And finally, we will swatch some of the metallics. So from here, I really want to try the white because that's like a great highlight shade. Let's try this duochromy pinky shade. We'll try this bronze and then one or two from down here. Okay, these swatch really easily. You don't need to press very hard to get pigment. So here is that white one. Again, a little crumbly. That beautiful pink one. Kind of copper. The deep purple. And kind of like the deep blackened bronze shade. So they swatch really well. I mean, the color is still on my fingers. It looks promising. So I do already have mascara on, so we're just gonna work around that. I just wanted to hop on and kind of play with this holiday palette so that I can get this video up before the holidays, because what usually happens is I have so many fun things to try that I can't get to them and edit them and put them out in time for Christmas, so they end up coming after Christmas, and who wants to see a review of a holiday palette after the holiday? So I'm doing my best to get things up while we're still kind of packing, listing the house, all that fun stuff. Okay, so I'm going to start off in this quadrant. I am going to go in with this kind of matte whitish shade and kind of put that all over the lid. You guys see all the kickback I'm getting on these? Woo! Then going away with a fluffy brush, I am going to go into this kind of pinky peach shade down here. And I'm not actually getting any color from this, I'm just getting a ton of powder. Let's go one shade over and up into this one. Okay, we're getting there. Now I'm going to go into this deep kind of reddish tone here on the outer corner. Can you guys see all the dust that's just flying away when I do this? They are very, very dusty. Look at the side of my nose. Can you see all the eyeshadow collecting here? So I would suggest doing your eyes before your face makeup with this palette. All right, I think I'm gonna go into this deep brown and just kind of keep it a pretty neutral palette. I mean, they're all neutral colors, so there's not really a whole lot of things you can do with this. All right, I'm not really loving what's happening up here. They're just so dusty that there's not a lot of color coming through and it's not blending very well. So let's go into the shimmer side and see what color we are thinking for the lid. I think this color looks really beautiful, so I'm gonna try this one on the lid. This is not one that we swatched. Oh, that's a bit darker than I was expecting. Okay, how about this peachy one here? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and that was applied dry. Now let's see if it applies more intensely with a dampened finger here. Yes, it does. So these work really well applied with your finger, and they work really well applied wet or dry, but if you want a more intense color, apply them wet. I think I want to add a little bit of this shade right here to the outer corner to kind of intensify the metallic here. Okay, so that's nice. I like the metallics way more than I like the mattes. I mean, they just apply so well. They're so creamy, they're so pigmented, they're very nice. So if they made a palette of all metallics, I would probably pick that up over all mattes. So let me hop off, finish the other eye, and I'll be back to show you the face products. Okay, so the eye makeup is done. I'm not really super impressed by it, but it's fine. All right, let's move on to the cheeks. First, I want to try this kind of like tan shade to see how this works as a blush. Might be a little dark for a blush. It might be better as like a contour. That's what I want to find out. So I'm just going to grab this, I don't know, blush and bronzer brush. I don't even know what it is. It's not named. Tap in here. Very powdery, as you can see. Okay, it's one of those blush colors that you like if you are super fair, like porcelain fair skin, that just gives you this nice like warmth to your cheeks without looking colorful. So I like this for like super fair skin. Let's grab a different brush and try kind of this pink one on the other side. This is a Sephora blush brush. And this one's much more noticeable. It's like a pinky corally shade. Of the two, I think I actually prefer this more natural one. But here are the two blush shades. This brown one could either be a bronzer or like a bronzer topper. It's super shiny. So maybe we'll try that as a bronzer topper. I have just a little bit of bronzer on, so let's try this kind of on the perimeter of the face and see what this brown shade looks like. Okay, so let's try it. Let's try a little up here. Okay, so I think that might be a little too dark for my skin tone. What about back here? All right, so it'll work as like a bronzer topper if you want like some added warmth to the skin. But for my skin tone, I don't think I'll get much use out of that shade or the top shade, which is a very warm kind of shimmer. So the two brown shimmer ones, you have like a cooler brown shimmer and a warmer brown shimmer. Neither of them will really work for me. But if you like shimmery bronzers and you're a little bit deeper skin tone than me, I think they would work for you. So now that we've got like a pinky coral blush on this side and more of a neutral one on this side, I have two highlight brushes so we can try out a couple different highlights. I know I want to try this super fair one up here, and I have a feeling these two will also work for me. This one will probably be more of like a blush topper. It's like a pinky gold shade. It reminds me of the NARS Orgasm. You guys see that one? But for me, I don't really think that's the color I'm gonna go for, so let's try the highlights. We're gonna start off with this one up here. I'm gonna just dust it onto my Wet n Wild highlight brush, and we'll try this side. Again, very powdery. I'm not really seeing much, so let's dampen the face. I'm just gonna put a little Milky Mist on my face. You can see it's kind of grabbing funny. It's not going on smoothly. Maybe it has to be buffed in. No, I'm just not liking that on my skin tone right now. It's just grabbing funny. So let's try the other one and go into the second shade on the other side. You can see there's a lot of powder that comes out, but I just don't know. I mean, that one's soft and pretty. Let's try again. Spritz the face. Give it a second to dry a little bit. And then go in again. That one's more gold, but it applied smoother. It applied more smoothly than this side did. All right, now finally let's try this bottom one, and I'm gonna try it on the Cupid's bow. That's pretty, and on the nose. Well, if you're looking for like a blinding nose highlight, I mean, wow. Okay, I really like this color. Whatever this one is, it's not named. I like this one. I think I'd prefer to put that all over my face. Corners. This side. Okay, so I like one of the blushes and one of the highlights so far, but they're just so incredibly dusty. I don't know, guys. I'm just not that blown away by this year's Ultimate Beauty Kit from Pixi. I love some of the other products from Pixi, obviously. Their mists I use all the time, and I'm already out of this one. This is like my second or third bottle. Their Glow Mist is my favorite glowy setting mist. I love their Matte Last liquid lipsticks, which are right up here. And I still have to make my custom one, which I haven't done yet. You can see I have the Rose Glow Mist right here. So I love products from Pixi. You can't love everything though. So for me, I'm gonna say that their holiday products this year, unfortunately, are a pass. I don't know, unless you love dusty products with average color payoff, I'm just not impressed with this one. Okay, so final thoughts. I think that you can find better holiday kits from other brands for a similar price tag elsewhere. I just feel like with this one, I kind of missed the mark just for me. They're a little too dusty, not quite enough color payoff that I would like. The metallics are really nice, but the mattes and the face products are just okay. I liked one of the blushes and one of the highlights out of that whole middle section. So kind of, I mean, I'll let you be the judge, but for me, I would say that this one is a pass, unfortunately. If you want to try products from Pixi, I would go with their setting mists, their liquid lipsticks, a couple of their mascaras. Oh, their lip icing is amazing, and their liquid fairy light glitter eyeshadows are also amazing. So if you want to check out the brand, I would advise you to pick up those products and maybe skip on this one this year. Same with the other Lid Lovelies shadow palette. The colors are pretty, but I just feel like you can kind of get similar quality from Profusion, which is a much lower price tag, or from e.l.f. or ColourPop. So I would say that both of the holiday products from Pixi this year are a pass for me, but as mentioned, I do like a lot of the Pixi products out there. So I'm not bashing the brand. These just are two that I would personally pass on in favor of some other ones that might be a little bit better quality. So I hope you guys enjoyed this honest review of the Pixi holiday products. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.